Hey guys, guess what? We finally did it. We finally moved to Inspirada after so long talking about it. I'm delighted to be in this community. In this video, I'm going to explain some of those reasons why we decided to move to Inspirada. Maybe they're going to resonate with you and make you take a closer look, or maybe going to help you decide it's not going to be the community for you. I'll also touch on one or two things that I've learned since I've been living here the last couple of weeks. And this video is going to be a little bit different, so just bear with me. I'm just going to go for a little walk. It's going to be a bit more casual than my normal videos. I'm still setting up my office at home. But let me know if you like this style, and maybe I'll do another update on things I've learned after living here for 3 months and 6 months, and things that are going to help you if you do decide to live here. But we're going to start right now. So one of the first big reasons for us was the parks and outdoor spaces. Where we were living in Green Valley, we had parks, but it took a little drive, maybe a 5-minute drive to get to the closest park. Here, where we're living at the moment, where our house is in Inspirada, we have 3 parks within a walking distance of maybe 10 minutes walk at the most, which is incredible. Throughout this community, there's 6 different parks now, and as the community builds out, there's going to be even more parks added. And most of those parks should be within walking distance of your home, no matter where if you're in the older part, where the resale is, or if you're even over where the new construction is, you should be able to be walking distance to a park. And let me just show you one of the parks now. This is Capriola Park. You can see there's a splash pad over there. There's like a kids playground just up there as well. It's not too busy because it is quite hot out at the moment. You've got tennis courts just over that side as well. Just beyond the tennis courts is going to be one of my next points. It's going to be the school. And then over this side, you have some basketball courts. And then the other side of the basketball courts, just into the distance there's soccer fields. And then there's other parks as well. You've got Celista Park, which is the main park, the main hub of the community. There's lots of different events that go on in that park. That's where the farmers market is. That's where there's outdoor yoga. That's where there's movies under the stars. Right now, there's a thing from the Discovery Museum, which is a really great thing for the kids. That's been there all this week. So when the kids are out of school, there's always stuff to keep them busy. Our kids have enjoyed coming down to the park at the moment. We tend to go when it's a little bit cooler, when the sun's gone down. My little daughter loves the swing. She doesn't want to get off the swing. It's the only thing she wants to do. And then my older kids tend to like a bit more of there's a thing in Potenza Park where it's got all these lights, and you have to push them as they quickly change where they are lighting up, which they think is pretty cool. So yeah, no, we've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed the parks. There's lots of walking trails as well. So again, when the temperatures get a little bit cooler, we'll try and get out on some of those little walking trails that links the whole community. And we're going to obviously go on a little walk now as well. But I think the parks, the outdoor spaces are really good to enjoy. Majority of the year we get really good weather to enjoy those things, and the parks are really well looked after. The equipment and the apparatus is really well looked after as well. And then the other families that you come across and meet within these parks are also really nice people. They're really friendly. Everyone I've met so far has been warm and welcoming, which is, it's one of the other reasons that we decided to move here, and I'll touch on that one a little bit later. But I think the parks, 6 major parks, 6 parks with different themes and different things in them. I think it's great for whether you're wanting to be more active, whether you have a young family. If you have pets, there's dog parks. So definitely, I think the parks here and outdoor spaces, that was definitely one of our reasons why we wanted to move. And since we've moved here, it's just reinforced that as well. So one of the other reasons that we wanted to move to Inspirada, and we were very intentional about it, was the schooling in the area. Obviously, we have 5 young children. The oldest one is 12, just about to go into middle school. Can't believe he's in middle school already. He's already acting like a teenager. And then my youngest one is 3, who we're probably going to homeschool, and I'll touch on it a little bit more in this point about homeschooling. But the schools in the Inspirada community that you're going to be zoned for are amongst the best in the state, really. If you look on greatschools.org, if you look up Ellis Elementary, it's going to be one of the best elementary schools. If you look up Del Webb Middle School, again, one of the best middle schools. Liberty High School is the high school at the moment that we're zoned for. That isn't as good rated and highly rated, should I say, as compared to maybe Coronado or Green Valley High or some of the other schools, maybe Palo Verde in Summerlin, but it still ranks very highly. It has a really good sports program and a really good music program as well, and it's not a bad school, it just doesn't rate as highly as some of the other ones in the area. But then you also have two Pinecrests. You have Pinecrest Sloan Canyon and then Pinecrest Academy Inspirada, and they're amongst some of the best rated schools overall in Nevada. I'll try and pull up the report my wife sent me where it showed that they were, I think, 1 and 3, number 1 and number 3 of the charter schools in the area. So if that's an option for you, then charter school is tuition-free education. You just have to enter the lottery. We know some families that are in there and they speak very highly of it. And then we know families that tried to get their kids in there, got their kids accepted, and then didn't feel like it was a good fit, and they went back to Ellis Elementary. Just going to flip the camera now a little bit and then show you this building here. This colourful building is Ellis Elementary. As I said, it's a really highly ranked elementary school. We can't wait for the kids to start there. Again, all of the facility and faculty staff we spoke to have all been really nice, really great in processing everything for us. So if schooling is important for you, and having kids of a school age, or if you understand the value of being in a good school district and located for good schools, then I think Inspirada is definitely going to work for you. If you want more information on anything to do with schooling in the area, then definitely reach out on my contact details there below, and I'd love to discuss it more in detail, because I know the Clark County School District really does get a really bad reputation nationally, and rightly so, because we have some really bad schools, but there's also some really good schools. You just need to do that research, just be able to do a deep dive, and I'm happy to help you with that. I've helped quite a few families with schooling and finding good schools within the area, so definitely don't be shy, definitely do reach out, and then I'd love to help you with that as well. Another big deal for us was having somewhere that has that sense of community, I think. And it might not just be a Vegas and Henderson thing, it might be a thing that's nationally, but I think sometimes in communities within Las Vegas and Henderson, it's hard to find that sense of community, that where you do know your neighbors and you do have those relationships with them and you do know them. Vegas is very transient, there's like always people coming and going. It's just the type of city that we are. So it's nice to be in a community where there is an active community, where there are people always out, people always, you don't just walk past each other and not even make eye contact like in some communities. You walk past someone, mostly in Inspirada, and they're going to say hello at the very least, if not have a little conversation with you. And as I said, since we've been here the last couple of weeks, the amount of people that we've met and have been really nice and stop and have a little conversation, and then when they find you're new to the community, they welcome you and they're almost selling you on the community. I guess some of them don't know that this is my business, and I obviously already know the benefits of Inspirada, that they're just so proud to live here that they want to share that with everybody. So if community spirit is important to you, or having a sense of community, no matter what walk of life you're in, I think Inspirada is going to tick that box. My wife was watching, or made me also watch a documentary on Netflix about centenarians, and one of the things those blue zones had was that sense of community where, these people who were living to 100 plus had all these different things in common. And one of them was having a sense of community, having an active lifestyle, but the sense of community was what really helped swing my wife on deciding to move to Inspirada. And it hasn't failed, as I said, even the neighbours next door, the two neighbours either side of me have been really nice families, really welcoming to me. I needed a larger ladder when I had some construction work going on in the house, and no problems. We had a really long conversation talking about the schools, and our middle school is actually going to be starting the same school. So, just really nice people that are living here. And if that's something that you want and is going to be important to you, then I think you should have a look at Inspirada. There's a few other communities within the Las Vegas and Henderson area that do offer a decent sense of community, I'd say. Sky Canyon is going to also be one, so you could also look at Sky Canyon. But for me personally, I don't think there's a better community with a sense of community than Inspirada. One of the other things that stood out for us with Inspirada was, and it's not just my realtor hat speaking, it's actually what I strongly believe, whether I was in the business or not. I believe that the property values in Las Vegas are going to keep on appreciating. There might be peaks and troughs, but going to keep on appreciating. I strongly believe Inspirada as a community, the property values here are going to appreciate higher than the average for Henderson. I think there's a lot more coming to the area. I'm going to do a separate video where I talk about it. I'm going to do an update video on things that are coming to the community, but there's already the Station Casino that's going to be built. That's already had their plans approved. That's going to be part of a wider section called Inspirada Town Centre, which I'm led to believe, looking at the plans, is going to be similar to the district in Green Valley. So a nice little outdoor shopping area. You've got the casino, some nice restaurants as well. Hopefully they have a yard house, as that's one of my favorite restaurants. If you've met me and we've happened to go to a yard house, you'll know how much I sing the praises of their menu. And I think that alone is going to help the area, but then there's still more stuff to come. There's a purpose-built middle school for the community. There's more parks. There's going to be lots more commercial activity going on in the whole of the West Henderson area, and that's just going to help property prices here. And I get often asked, like, where's one of the best places to invest? Not just buying in for now, but buying in for the future. Where is one of the best places in Vegas or Henderson to invest? And if you're looking for that type of appreciation over the years, it's not going to happen overnight, but these are all plans that are happening, then I think Inspirada is definitely going to give you a great chance of appreciation, just depending on how soon you get in there. If you leave it past the time of all these things being built and maybe the residential area is fully built out, then maybe the level of appreciation isn't going to be as high. But I think if you got in now, the next 6 months to a year, I think there's definitely a good chance for some appreciation. And me and my wife, on a personal level, we've already talked about maybe having a second property here as an investment, because we just believe it's a great place to invest for the long term, and obviously offering our kids that future stability as well. So if appreciation is important to you and an important factor in your decision making, again, I think you can do a lot worse than look at Inspirada, let's just say that. One of the criticisms I used to hear a lot about Inspirada, and actually, one of the other things to know about Inspirada is we're very close to the Henderson Executive Airport, so you probably just heard an airplane going over my head there. It's obviously not commercial jets, more private, but we are very close to the Henderson Executive Airport. That's another thing to notice. But one of the other criticisms I used to hear all the time about Inspirada, and even then when we told some friends of the family that were moving to Inspirada, was it's so far away, it's away from everything, it's very secluded, it's far to travel to local amenities like grocery stores and banking and things like that. Actually, and I already knew that wasn't the case, but we were spoiled in Green Valley. We had everything right on our doorstep, but it's almost the same here. We have all of the stores down Eastern Avenue, and all of your big box stores like your Target, your Lowe's. I've been in Lowe's quite a lot recently. In fact, I've been in there so often they made me sign up for a card, because I was just almost in there every single day of all the stuff we're changing in our home. Actually, a shout out to the listener, or the viewer that I met in Lowe's on my first weekend. He was very complimentary of my video, so if you're still watching, thank you. He said I was part of the reason why he moved to Inspirada. He didn't reach out for different reasons, but still I'm happy to have had an impact on people. And actually someone else, we were in Green Valley Ranch not so long ago, and someone else said the same thing. They said, I've seen you on YouTube and you are the reason I moved to Inspirada. So those things mean a lot to me, guys, so I appreciate you guys having those opinions. So yeah, it's all the stores down Eastern Avenue, all the big box stores. And then you have St. Rose Parkway as well, which has another host of stores as well and restaurants. The local Costco is on St. Rose Parkway, so if you're a Costco shopper, you're going to be happy to know there's one there on St. Rose Parkway. And then if you go the opposite side and go down by Centennial Parkway into Anthem, there's like a shopping centre at Anthem Highlands, which has an Albertsons and a bank and some other things as well. So whichever way you go, because there's various different ways to go into Inspirada, whichever way you go, then I don't think, most of the stuff we've travelled to on a daily basis for those types of stores hasn't been more than 15 minutes, which was similar to what we had in Green Valley, where we felt we were spoiled. So if that's a concern for you, I'd say you're going to be fine. I'm going to try and get some B-roll at some stage of some of the stores and show you some of the ones that are close by. But all down Eastern Avenue, there's a whole host of different stores, big box stores, smaller stores, and then restaurants as well. So definitely it's not as stranded as some people used to mention about Inspirada, that's for sure. The only thing that I wouldn't want to say it caught me by surprise, but the only other thing was the bugs. We were spoiled in Green Valley. We hadn't really seen too many bugs, but since we moved to Inspirada, we have seen a few bugs. We do have really good pest control, and I'm happy with them, but there has been a few bugs, but it's to be expected. We are in a desert climate, a desert area, and there's a lot of new construction. It is a new community, so it is understandable, but obviously in Green Valley it was more built up and there was less chance of seeing those types of bugs. Nothing major. I haven't seen a scorpion yet, but there's been definitely a few creepy crawlers. But as I said, you know, if you have good pest control, our pest control is scheduled for every 2 months. And he puts it, because it's the newer homes, it has it all in the walls. So they just treat it in the wall and then spray the perimeter as opposed to spraying the inside, which obviously, having young kids, we didn't want them spraying inside the home. So we're happy with them so far, but just be prepared. You might see a few creepy crawlies, especially at night. I tend to throw the garbage out at night, and quite often when I open my garage, because of the light in the garage, I guess, attracting the bugs, I almost feel like I get attacked by a different bug every single night. Something I wasn't prepared for, so definitely keep that in mind. But it's not a big deal, it's nothing major, it's just something to be aware of. And that's it, guys. That's a quick little rundown of some of the reasons why we decided as a family to move to Inspirada. Just to go over it again, we decided that the sense of community is amazing. I think it's unparalleled. The outdoor stuff to enjoy with the parks. There's 3 different swimming pools. There's loads of different sports parks. The schools are amazing. So being able to have access to those really good schools, and then obviously the future appreciation and all the growth that is going on within the community, for us it just seemed like a no-brainer. And it's not for everybody though. Some people don't want some of those things that we mentioned, and if it's not for you, then that's also all good. I can sell you a home in any community within the Las Vegas and Henderson area. I feel strongly and passionate about Inspirada. It's somewhere I'm proud to call home, but I also know it's not for everybody. If you are considering moving to Las Vegas or Henderson and you are looking for someone to represent you on your move here, I would truly love the honor of working with you. I really love helping people with moving here and being part of the process. It gives me a great satisfaction when we get to the end of that process, and it's been a relatively smooth process. So all my details are there below. You can reach out however you're comfortable, whenever you're ready, and I would love to have a call with you and talk to you about your move. If you're looking at Inspirada specifically, then definitely do get in touch, because I love this community, and to get paid to talk about this community is amazing, because I could talk about this for hours to anybody. So definitely do reach out if you are thinking about moving to Inspirada. And you know, one of the guys that didn't reach out said he thought I was too busy, that I had too many people reaching out, that maybe I wouldn't have time. So don't think that that's the case. I appreciate everybody that reaches out to me. I appreciate everybody that watches my videos, but I appreciate everybody that reaches out. It's always me that you get to talk to. I don't farm it off to anyone, and I try and give you all the best levels of customer service that I can. So if you are thinking about it, definitely do reach out to me. But until the next time, thank you guys for watching. You take care.